Okay, so I'm 38 years old, right? My my access to anime was syndicated television when it came to Sailor Moon and Ronin Warriors, and then whatever I could get at like Hollywood Video or Blockbuster. So that was, you would see stuff like Berserk or Guyver or um, Rurouni Kenshin, like before they got to Toonami, and then from Toonami it was Suncoast, and then from there to LimeWire, Kazaa, and LimeWire. I mean LimeWire, Kazaa, and BitTorrent, right? So there was a period of time where I didn't watch any anime. I didn't know what was coming out. I wasn't a part of the zeitgeist, and I didn't really get back into it until like 2015 when Attack on Titan became somewhat readily available. So now that I'm back in it and I'm watching things and I'm watching what people watched when they were younger, like Tokyo Ghoul or now Fairy Tale or Death Note, I'm seeing a lot of like stuff that I can understand why we have the problematic anime dudes that we have now, right? Whereas there are themes in these anime that would need to have some level of explanation or some sort of parental guidance or supervision, in order for kids to ingest them in a way that they will understand what's right from wrong, right? I've got a friend who asks me on a consistent basis if this anime is okay for her 12-year-old daughter, or her, at the time it was like she was like 10, but for the last couple of years, she's been asking me, how about this one, how about this one, how about that one. And now that I'm a father, I can't help but to look at things from a certain perspective as to what would be okay for my 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year old to be watching. Um, and so I watched Death Note for the first time a few months ago, and I was horrified that this was what you all were watching when you were like in your formative years, because it's like a straight through line from people who watch Death Note and thinking that Light Yagami is an acceptable character and someone who was within his rights to do what he did because he had the ability to do what he did, to people who now treat people in a way that is unacceptable, to folks just who are just bad people. They're villains. And now I'm watching Fairy Tale, and 13 minutes into the damn first episode, they're talking about trafficking women as sex slaves. Like, what were y'all watching back then? And then you all become the fully formed adults that you are now, and we have the problems in the anime and cosplay community that we have because you all people are influenced by this crap that is from a different culture, and you had no idea what you were ingesting, and your parents were just glad that you were quiet. Like, so, so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start curating a list of anime that came out between maybe 2007 to 2015, maybe even to now, and I'm going to watch it. If it's got, and I spend a lot of time on the road for work, so if I can watch something that's dubbed and just have it on while I'm driving, then I can get in an hour's drive. I can get through like 3 episodes, like just like that. So I'm going to start curating a list of anime and just start talking about the different episodes that I've watched at that moment in time. And I think I'm going to start. I'm gonna put together a playlist for each anime, because as parents we have a responsibility to know what our kids are watching or know what they're into, so that we can be ahead of the curves in case someone is trying to influence them in a way that is negative to being a functioning member of society. So I am going to try to do this because I don't know if my son's going to get into it. I know his mother is into anime, and he might have different interests altogether, but in case he's into it, I'll be ready for him. And in case you have kids that, and you don't know exactly what, you know, is appropriate or what is reasonable or whatever, I'm going to try and do some of the work for you. And I think that is just another way where I can help the community as a whole. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing this. So start looking out for these kinds of videos to start coming out, shit, soon, because it's Just saw that first episode. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a problem.